Western Athletic Conference softball. Tarleton here at Pauley Wells Field. We are already underway. You see the 2-1 count here. On the mound for the Wildcats, Riley White this season, 3.10 ERA and 12 appearances. 58 2/3 innings this season.
Really a different matchup for pitching for the Wildcats than what they had yesterday on the mound. White, a little bit more of a finesse pitcher, where Sydney from last night was more of a power pitcher. So a little bit different look these Tarleton hitters are gonna get today.
ACU, of course, won yesterday 3-0. Couple of shutout innings there for the Wildcats. This one is shot into left field, a base hit for Morgan Medford. And Tarleton's got a base runner early on.
We saw this yesterday for Tarleton. They were able to get a couple of base runners on against Sydney Holmgren, but really couldn't deliver, couldn't find the goods to get runs in. Hopefully they can change their luck and try to get some hits right now.
Riley White, of course, this season 6-6, 3.10 ERA. As you see, the first pitch is outside for a ball.
Really a great job by the slap hitter Medford, too, to take a ball on the outside part, run with it and take it the opposite way and get herself on base, try to get something going for her team early here.
It's Amanda Desario for Tarleton. She takes the pitch there for the second ball, or excuse me, a strike.
Great frame by the catcher Mylock right there, really setting up the outside corner, bringing it back in.
Desario, the freshman outfielder from Keller, Texas. The 1-1 is fouled back. Desario steps back in. Here's the lineup for Tarleton: Medford, Desario, Schaefer, Capel, German, Trolko, Santesian, and LaRue.
It's a powerful Tarleton lineup. They've been hitting really well. Lead the Western Athletic Conference in home runs. They are not afraid to get into the long ball, something they couldn't find last game.
Be a full count here for White.
White's really trying to attack the zone right here. Try to get this hitter out.
The 3-2 pitch. Outside, she walked her. 2 on early on for the Texans.
Just had a little bit too much run on that fastball. Couldn't quite get it to come back over the plate. So now we got 2 runners on, a chance for a big hit right here.
And it'll be Katie Schaefer, the sophomore from Sweeney, Texas. The first pitch is hit down the left field line, a base hit. Rounding third, 1 run is in. Sliding into third is Desario, and there is already runs on the board for the Texans.
And that's what early base runners do. I mean, walks kill you. Free bases, you can't get beat by free bases right there. Let's take a look at this. That ball was absolutely crushed off the wall. Just a pitch that hung a little too much over the middle of the zone, and Schaefer was able to just pull it.
You got to put it in the easiest term possible. It's just a good piece of hitting.
100%.
Popped up to the right side. Fielded by Burris for the out. So 1 out very quickly now. ACU trying to turn it around here against the Texans and try to shut down this offense with runners on third.
A little bit of a smart base running decision by Desario over at third base. Faked like she was going to go home, see if she could draw the throw, maybe create an unforced error. Burris, great job staying still.
Runners on second and third. The 0-0 is inside for a strike. Apologies on that. Two hits early on for the Texans. Runners on second and third. The 0-1 pitch. Taken for another strike.
It's a pitch right there. You wonder if you're showing bunt, you got to get that ball down. You got to see something close. Try and score that run, and just a costly pullback right there when you go down in the count 0-2.
The 0-2 to Germain is outside for a ball. Austin Germain, the freshman from San Antonio. Batting 133 on the season. The 1-2 is high and dropped. Coming home. She is safe. Desario scores from third. Schaefer advances to third. And there's only one out. The Texans making traction early on here in the first inning.
This is really the Texans offense that we expected to see yesterday. As you look, that's a rise ball that just goes off the glove of Mylock. Really costly right there. She called for it and just couldn't handle it.
Another ball, 3-2 count now for White. Runner on third, that is Schaefer. Of course, had that double early on. The 3-2 is popped up to the right side. Foul ball keeps the at-bat alive.
Great job by Germain, really staying alive. That's not a pitch you can do much with. Just trying to fight it off, get another one, try and get something over the heart of the plate. Expect an off-speed pitch here, probably.
It'll be another 3-2. Is hit to short. The throw home, safe. What great execution there from Germain at third. Or excuse me, Schaefer at third. Great job on the hit and run.
Wow, just missed the tag. Interesting decision by Logan Gasper, the shortstop for the Wildcats. I have to think maybe, I mean, you're trying to get that run, but it's early on. I would have taken it out there.
That one is in there for a strike. Tristan Trull in the box for Tarleton, the freshman from Decatur, Texas. The 0-1 is hit on the ground to third. On to second for one. Cannot get the play at first, so the fielder's choice gets one out for the Wildcats. Runner on first still, that's Trull.
See, and you have to wonder right there, if Gasper had gone to first, gotten the out, White would already be out of this inning. You'd have two outs. And so it's an interesting decision that kind of compounds it as you look right here. Great job getting the double, trying to get the double play, but second baseman being smart and holding up.
Hit on the ground to short, on to first. That'll be the inning. Big inning for the Texans, though. They get 3 runs on 3 hits. Stick with us here on ESPN+. Morning softball on ESPN+. Tarleton already up 3 runs. Bottom of the first, ACU batting. It'll be Sadie Eckelberger stepping into the box for the Wildcats. 0 for 3 day yesterday for her, trying to get something going. The first pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Reagan Chisholm for Tarleton this season, 3-2 record, 2.90 ERA, 31 1/3 innings. This is her 9th appearance this season. Very good season from her so far as the 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike.
Really good eye by Eichelberger, laying off that pitch. It was just outside. As a slapper, you want to see it deep, kind of get your hands to it, make sure you can extend and get a good running start.
Eichelberger, the transfer from Salt Lake Community College in Utah. It'll be a 1-2 count now to the center fielder. The pitch from Chisholm is outside.
Great job by Eichelberger, really seeing it deep, trying to make sure that she doesn't get caught chasing anything at the dirt. Want to be smart here.
The 2-2 be outside for a ball. Full count now to Eichelberger for Chisholm. This season only has 9 walks.
And that's a rise ball that just didn't come back into the inside part of Eichelberger. That's where you want that pitch to be.
3-2 on the ground foul. Keeps the at-bat going.
Yeah, as a pitcher, when you're going righty on lefty, you want to make sure that that rise ball gets up and in onto the eyes of Eichelberger. That's what entices her to swing, and the pitcher just wasn't able to do that.
Eichelberger batting .284 on the season. The 3-2. Outside, she walked her.
Well, we saw that walks were the downfall of Tarleton yesterday. They gave up a lot of free bases, and that led to a multitude of Wildcat runs. And let's see if they have a little bit of history repeating itself and the Wildcats can't find a way to answer for that big 3 spot put up in the top of this inning.
Maddie Raleigh from Lincoln, Nebraska. The third baseman steps in here. Takes one inside the zone, excuse me. Bit of a delayed call there, but nonetheless, a strike. The 0-1 is hit to right field and foul. (0-2) count, runner on first. Chisholm deals. Outside.
Really wanted to go with an off-speed pitch that kind of fell off the zone right there. Great job by Riling, making sure that she saw it deep, didn't get too jumpy, really just trying to be disciplined right here.
The 1-2 to Riling. Low for a ball.
Right there. The pitcher Chisholm did not finish on her delivery right there. That's why that ball didn't go as far as it needed to. Really got to commit to when you're throwing off speeds.
The 2-2. Inside for a ball.
I think that's a dangerous take right there. That was a little too close, but Riling, feeling confident with her knowledge of the zone, made the right decision.
Riley batting .241 on the season. The transfer from Iowa Western is fouled off of herself.
Interesting decision to run there. Sometimes you just a habit, you hit it off yourself and you're like, man, I gotta go.
Exactly. Gotta sell it. That's a big part of this game. Get whatever you can. 3-2 is hit to left field and fielded cleanly for the out. First out for Tarleton.
Some solid contact right there by Riling. Got a little bit jammed on the pitch, and the wind blowing in from left field didn't help either. Really might have been a hit if it was hit anywhere other than directly at the left fielder.
It'll be Callie Burris for the Wildcats, the graduate student from Halton, Texas. Takes one for a ball high in the zone.
I believe this is Burris's 6th year in the Wildcat uniform.
Burris batting .380 on the season in 71 at-bats. The 1-0, low for ball 2. Looks like we're seeing a lot of early control issues here from Chisholm, something that she's not used to.
That's exactly what happened to Bridges last game, and I think really it's a testament to these Wildcat hitters. They're not chasing at a lot of pitches.
The 2-0 is in there for a strike. 2-1 count now for Chisholm.
It's one of the most frustrating thing as a pitcher. You think you make the perfect pitch, but it's a ball, and you just can't get any batters to chase.
The 2-1 to Burris is on the ground, off the glove of the first baseman. Everybody's gonna be safe.
A little bit of luck right there for the Wildcats. A little bit of a seeing eye single. I think it should be. That ball was absolutely smoked, and the first baseman just couldn't come up with it.
Sydney Kaiser here for the Wildcats, the sophomore batting .262 on the season. You take a look at this one.
Just a drop ball that was just pulled and absolutely rocketed off the glove of the first baseman. Great job by Burris being able to stay through it, keep it fair.
Great job for the Tarleton defense there too, being able to field that one.
That is going to go down as an error by the scorekeeper, even though that ball is absolutely scorched. So the Wildcats remain hitless in that hit column.
A lot of movement on that one, in there for a strike. Sydney Kaiser from Pflugerville, Texas, the sophomore. She's DHing today, batting .262 on the season, 61 at-bats.
Got her first extra base hit of the year last game.
The 0-1. That one is a thing of beauty in there. 0-2 now to Kaiser.
Really, these Wildcat hitters have to continue to stay disciplined. Pitcher hasn't shown that she can command the off-speed really well. You have to make her throw it, make her make you swing.
Burris on first, Eichelberger on second. The 0-2 is low for a ball. The 1-2 to Kaiser's high for ball 2. 2-2 count, working out of that 0-2 count now. Trying to get back in this one. Kaiser's done a fantastic job.
Absolutely, and that's what you've seen from these ACU hitters this last game and going into this first. They've been smart about what they're swinging at, and they're not chasing at anything.
The 2-2 is on the ground and through the gap. Rounding third, no, staying at third. They're going to hold him and load the bases.
Not a bad decision by Coach Farler right there. You have one out. You've got a big slugger in Avery Mylock coming up. It's a big bat for you. You want to make sure that you don't run yourself into any unnecessary outs. Let the bats of your offense do work. Not a bad decision holding the runner right there.
The catcher, Avery Mylock, the sophomore from Georgetown, Texas.
There was a replay right there for you. That was an absolute rocket from left field. Great job by all base runners holding still.
Bases loaded. That one is outside. Mylock this season slugging .471. Bit lower on base percentage though, .250 this season for the Wildcats catcher.
She can absolutely get a hold of the ball if she needs to. The wind is blowing in from left field though.
The 1-0 is outside for ball 2.
But I tell you, when that West Texas wind gets blowing, these balls start jumping, especially on hot days like today.
If you're a catcher, is that something you've got to come prepared for in these situations?
You can't really try to prepare for the long ball. You just have to pitch your game.
The 2-0.
It's incredibly hard. I mean, you know the wind's blowing. You know the wind is a factor, especially when that wind's blown in. You want to think maybe as a pitcher you might try to pitch in, and even if Mylock can get extended, use that wind to your advantage and make her really beat you.
Kaiser on first, Burris on second, Eichelberger on third. The 3-0 pitch taken in there for a strike, and it'll be 3-1.
Yeah, that was just an automatic take right there. Command issues on the mound. You're not going to swing 3-0. If you miss and get yourself into a double play, it's a terrible idea. You just want to take that ball. Hopefully you get a walk, and didn't work out.
Yesterday the Wildcats did get a run on a walk. The 3-1 is, she took a big swing at that, Mylock did. 3-2 count now for Chisholm.
I mean, that's exactly what you want to see as a coach for the Wildcats. You want to see your batters get into positive counts, get into 3-1, 2-0 counts, and take absolute hacks.
Be a payoff pitch here. 3-2 is skied into center field.
It's carrying.
It is fielded cleanly. Tagging at third is Eichelberger, and everyone tags. The throw to second. She will be safe at second. That is Sydney Kaiser there at second. So sacrifice fly to center field, gets a run on the board for the Wildcats. Has runners on second and third now with 2 outs.
There's the replay right here. Great job by Mylock getting the outside pitch, got a little under it, but that wind helped to carry it, get it deep enough. The center fielder did a great job getting it into her cutoff. Almost got the out at second base. Sydney Kaiser with that heads-up play. Great job putting herself in scoring position with 2 outs.
Miranda Lista from Chino Hills, California, takes the first pitch in there for a ball. So Kaiser on second, Burris on third for the Wildcats. They've gotten 1 run on 1 hit this inning. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 count now to Lista.
Really great job by the pitcher, getting that outside part of the zone, getting that ball to tail away from the right-handed hitter. It's one of those things, as a right-handed hitter facing right-handed batting, you got to stay on the ball.
The 1-1 outside for a ball. This
could be a big spot for the Wildcats here. Kaiser has some speed on second base, so any ball into the outfield might be able to score her, and I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Farler's sending her runners.
The 2-1. Outside. Cannot get her to offer at those outside the zone. She's really, really trying hard. ACU very patient with their at-bats so far in this one.
They're really into this mindset of one pitch, one spot, and that's what Lista needs to be looking for right here. Find something you can get into the outfield, try and even the score up.
The 3-1 is hit to right field. It will not be able to be fielded. One run's in. Coming in to score is Kaiser, excuse me. 2 runs scored for the Wildcats. They've tied it up here in the first.
Wow, that's just a little dying quail right there, and gets a little bit of love from that West Texas wind. I mean, it's hit softly off the bat, and just in that triangle of death over there between first, second, and right field, there's nothing you can do. That's just, hey, sometimes you just got to hit it smarter, not harder, you know?
So ACU gets 3 runs here in the first. Got a runner on second, though.
Oh, she thought it hit her.
She thinks it hit her. It did not, though. Randy Davila for the Wildcats.
Here's that hit right there. Great job by all base runners getting home.
Burris and Kaiser, great reads there on the bags. Gets 2 in for the Wildcats.
Now we're going to have a little bit of meeting because Coach Farler thinks that ball hit her. Going to talk to the home plate umpire. A little bit of acting by Davila, I think. Trying to find a way to get herself on base any way she can. Keep the sticks moving.
Coach Farler comes out to talk to home plate umpire Donnie Rundle. So we're back underway here. It's a 1-0 count to Davila. The pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 count now. Davila batting this season .213. The sophomore from Belton, Texas. The 1-1. Faked the bunt, didn't get it.
Great job by Davila, being smart enough to pull the ball back, trying to fake it, get some motion going. Tarleton running the wheel play, having third and first charging. Leaves the middle wide open though.
The 2-1 is hit and fouled off the left side.
Davila really just looking for anything she can put on the ground. She is left-handed, has some speed, can get out of the box quickly.
The 2-2. High for ball 3. Full count now. You've seen a lot of these today from Reagan Chisholm on the mound for Tarleton. Great job with her obviously getting back into some counts, but sometimes she's having to work out of an 0-2 and not getting people to chase those balls out of the zone.
That's just frustrating as a pitcher to have that happen.
On the ground to first. Out of the inning, but without some damage from ACU. 3 runs on 2 hits from the Wildcats. Hey, stick with us. We've got more softball on ESPN+. Field, ACU and Tarleton. 3-3 here in the top of the second. Big inning from the Wildcats. In the bottom of the first, got 3 runs back up on the board to bring it back up to a 3-3 tie. Lovely day here in Abilene.
Yes, it is, and that's exactly what you want to see as a coach for the Wildcats. I mean, you get a 3-spot put on you early by this Tarleton offense, and your offense comes back out on the field, says, hey, we're here to play too. Answers, puts this game back in 0-0 essentially, and gives Riley White some more confidence to go back on the mound and continue to pitch.
Could be Hallie Santignan for Tarleton. She takes one out of the zone for ball 1.
And that is just such a mentality change for a pitcher when you go from pitching when you're losing to now it's back to essentially what feels like a 0-0 game, and you don't feel as deflated.
Swings at one there. It'll be a 1-1 count. Santignan, the senior from Benton, Louisiana, transfer from southeastern Arkansas. The 1-1 pitch is on the ground. Little slap hit to third. Easy easy out for the Wildcats there.
Great job by Reiling, too, really setting her feet, making sure she didn't rush the throw, getting it over there, hitting her first baseman in the chest. Wildcats making routine plays. That's exactly what they need to do.
Ashley LaRue, the redshirt freshman from Blanco, Texas, steps in for the Texans. This season batting just 190. She takes that one for ball one.
Yeah, if there is one weakness in this Tarleton lineup, it does have to be the bottom of the order. They've been struggling a little bit lately, trying to come alive here in the Western Athletic Conference and get something going for their team.
White now working out of a 2-0 count. That one is fouled way back. Got a lot of that one, but fouled it.
And really, White has that good arm side run that she can use that'll just fall off the plate. It goes into a righty, away from a lefty. That's a big, big advantage you can use when facing a left-handed batter.
The 2-1 is low for ball three.
I think that's White's game, really. She doesn't have the most overpowering fastball. It's good. She has great command of it, but what her specialty lies in is getting hitters out in front, screwing with their timing, and making them hit into soft ground balls like we saw last batter.
The 3-1 to LaRue. Outside, she walked her. So Tarleton gets their first base runner of the inning with one out. Be Morgan Medford coming back up, singled in her last at bat.
Wonder if we're going to have a little bit of a pinch runner here. I think we are.
So Tarleton goes to the bench. Destiny Salinas, the sophomore, comes out to pinch run for the Texans.
As you can see right there, coach of the Tarleton Texans in his 6th season. Almost twice as many wins as he has losses. It's a good record to see as a head coach.
Medford takes the first pitch for a ball. Runner on first for the Texans. Big opportunity here for them to get back out in front.
And one thing you have to wonder right here is they made the switch, got a little bit of a faster runner at first. Is Tarleton trying to get a manufacture maybe some movement on the base paths?
Loses that one. The throw to second is into the outfield. Fielded poorly, but Salinas will stay there.
Yeah, that's just a throw by Mylock. I don't think you need to make. Mylock has an absolute cannon of an arm back there for the Wildcats, but that ball just clanked off her glove, and you can't have an error like that shoots that ball into center field and potentially would allow the base runner to go to third base, making it that much easier for her to score.
Medford batting .310 on the season. The 1-1 pitch to the lefty is taken for ball two. 2-1 count now.
And that is one of the hardest pitches to catch. It's that rise ball that just keeps going out of the zone. So I feel for catcher Avery Mylock, but she's got to kind of settle down, help her pitcher out here.
The 2-1 to Medford is fouled off to the left side, just over the netting. See Medford steps back into the box, the 2-2 count. Outside, ball three.
White trying to be a little too perfect right there. Trying to not leave anything over the heart of the zone, and in that effect just can't quite find the zone. You can't be too perfect here. You got to go after the batter. Don't worry about location.
The 3-2 is outside. She walked her. Big chance here for the Texans.
Number 8, Amanda DeSario.
As Amanda DeSario steps in for Tarleton. 2 on, 1 out.
Interested to see the defensive shift here for the Wildcats.
The pitch from White, faked the bunt. Looked like they were going to try to attempt the hit and run there. Could not make contact. It's an 0-1 count now. White this season, 286 batting average for batters facing her with runners on base.
If you're Amanda DeSario, you're trying to put that in the 5-6 gap, really find a way to get your base runner over.
The 0-1 to DeSario is outside. It'll be evened up at 1-1 now.
Got to find a way to get some to the right side, get those base runners over. Should be easy. She's just trying to pull the ball on the ground right here.
The 1-1 to the freshman is fouled off the ground. So 1-2 count now. Big chance here for White. Got to get a strikeout, got to get something on the ground. Try to get out of this inning.
I mean, I can see White really either trying to go back foot off-speed pitch or something that just falls off the zone, get the batter reaching right here.
The 1-2 is outside for a ball.
That's exactly what she tried to do right there. Just tried to get the batter reaching. Couldn't quite get it to get enough of the plate to look too enticing. White's got to find a way to finish a little bit higher, get that ball up just a touch to make it seem like it's going to stay in the zone.
The 2-2 is taken outside. No! They're going to call her out, ring her up.
Oh
what
my.
a pitch from White there. A lot of movement on it. Fooled us, we know that for sure.
Look at this pitch right here. That's perfect. Just, if you watch that run right there, it starts in the middle of the zone and just tails all the way out to the outside part of the plate and just got DeSario looking.
It's an easy one to take. First pitch to Schaefer is taken for a ball. Runners still on first and second for the Tarletons. That's Medford and Salinas at second, the pinch runner. The 1-0 to Schaefer is in there for a strike, and it'll be 1-1 now. Schaefer batting .357 on the season. Her on base is .432, and get this, slugging .614. She takes that one low in the zone.
Yeah, 614, it's not, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Very, very casual.
It's average.
Very casual slugging percentage for the sophomore kinesiology major. The 2-1 is hit on a line to third, out of the inning. No runs will cross for the Texans. It's 3-3 as we go to the bottom of the second. Hey, stick with us. Welcome back. You see Coach Farler for the Wildcats, her second season here at ACU, 20-29 record. Conference tournament appearance last year for the Wildcats fell in the first round. Very action-packed extra inning game. But bottom of the second here, 3-3 tie, Tarleton and ACU. As you see Chisholm on the mound for Tarleton. The pitch is low for a ball.
I mean, that wasn't even, you can tell by the body language there from Logan Gasper. She wasn't even thinking of offering at that pitch. These Wildcat hitters are locked in. They are not trying to chase out the zone. They know exactly what they're looking for.
Gasper had a 1-for-2 day yesterday, and she's got herself a hit early on in this one. Good single up the center on the 1-0 pitch.
And this is just a Wildcat offense that's just coming swinging out of the gate. Something that they haven't seen in years past, but really they're all being aggressive, all staying disciplined, and this might be a little bit of a new look Wildcat offense that we're seeing here in Western Athletic Conference play.
Take a look at this one. Just shot it up the center. Easy base hit there. Get on base. Great effort there for the Wildcats. It'll be Riley White, the pitcher, taking her at bat.
How about a nice little stat line for you? You're a pitcher, you got a 3 ERA, and you're also hitting 400. Not a bad two-way action right there.
No problem at all for her. The 1-0 pitch is low. You bring up that she's batting .417. She's also slugging .417, but what stands out to me, her on-base percentage, .481. She's getting on base almost half the time.
And, I mean, as an offense, you want that. You need base runners to be able to get on. You need players to stay disciplined. And, as a pitcher, you're trying to help yourself right now.
The 2-0 is hit to left field. Easily fielded for the Texans there by Haley St. Tignan. 3-3 tie here, runner on first.
Not a bad swing right there. She tries to get extended, but just quite can't get her hands all the way through that. Just got slightly jammed as that ball ran in. Not a bad 2-0 swing. Was being aggressive, just missed it.
Well, good contacts the first half of it. Second half of it's trying to get your defense not to go for it. Eichelberger takes the first pitch outside for a ball.
Eichelberger also has a husband playing for the men's baseball team right now. He's pitching in the first game against SFA.
Of course, ACU baseball has SFA here for a conference matchup this weekend. 3 games here for Sadie Eichelberger, the junior. You talk about her husband, Breck, as that one is low for ball 3. Breck, of course, a very outstanding starting pitcher for Coach Rick McCarty's baseball team, but here you have a very great offensive batter for ACU. She's batting .284 this season, the center fielder for the Wildcats. The 3-0 is in there for a strike right over the plate.
Well, that's something that you just, you love to see. Horses run with horses, They're able to just be able to have 2 awesome players that found each other, and it's cool to see both of them succeed on the field.
It's great to see them. The 3-1 outside, she walked her. 2 on now. Similar situation to what Tarleton saw in the last inning. 2 on, 1 out.
I mean, and this has been the bane of Tarleton's existence here at Polly Wells Field. They've just been giving out free bases like it's candy, and the ACU Wildcats are kids on Halloween. It's just brutal to see. They have to find a way to be able to settle down and command that strike zone.
So it looks like we're going to have a pitching change here early on for Tarleton. It'll be number 12, Julia Wern, the senior from West Texas. Apologies there.
To wonder if Chisholm I was watching her, she went into the dugout. I don't know if she was upset, but she was shaking her pitching hand. Hard to tell if maybe she had a little bit of an injury, or maybe she just didn't have it today and head coach wanted to go with someone else, try and get something going, try and get out of this inning right here.
Julia Warrant this season, .253 ERA. This is her 6th appearance. So an interesting situation, something you don't see a lot in softball. You've got a substitute pitcher here in the 2nd inning, got 2 on.
Yeah, and that's exactly what makes me wonder if Chisholm came out of the game. She was shaking her hand. I'm trying to figure out if maybe there was something going on physically that she just quite didn't feel up to pitch, and something was hurting her. Because it's just such a weird move to see you switch pitchers in the 2nd inning.
We saw Coach Mark Kumpian come out, and he didn't even go up and talk to Chisholm. So an interesting situation here. Runners on first and second. The first pitch from Warrant is low for a ball.
Ryling, a little bit new bat for the Wildcats in this lineup, hitting in the 2-hole. Done a phenomenal job so far as in her sophomore campaign. Had a great game yesterday.
The 1-0 is in there for a strike. 1-1 count now to Ryling. This season batting .239.
She's done a great job being able to save runs defensively. Let's see if she can try and produce some offensively, help her team out right here.
She does have runners on first and second. The 1-1 outside for ball 2.
This is an interesting mentality, too, as a pitcher. You don't often get these relief-like opportunities to come in with bases on, with batters on base in scoring position, trying to get out of this inning.
Gaspar on second, Eichelberger on first. The pitch is hit on the ground but foul. That was close to being trouble there for the Texans. The sophomore from Lincoln, Nebraska steps back in, 2-2 count.
It's something interesting. I mean, pitching is such a mental head game. And if you're not used to coming in with runners in scoring position, it can really throw you off.
The 2-2 is fouled off, keeping the at-bat alive even though in a 2-2 count.
I mean, Warnett's doing a great job on the mound, commanding the zone, having a lot better presence than her counterpart that pitched before her. Really good job coming in, staying calm. Let's see if she can't get this out right here.
Big pitch, 2-2. Outside, it's full count now.
That's a hard pitch to lay off. I mean, it's slow. It looks enticing. You think you can hit it to the moon, and then it just falls off the plate. Great job by Reiling, not swinging at it, not giving in.
Big at-bat for Reiling. Big pitch for Warnett as this one is fouled off to the left side. Full count now. Still, excuse me, in a big situation for the Wildcats with 2 on and 1 out. The pitch is high. She walked her and loaded the bases.
Wasn't even close. I think that looked like an off-speed that she just couldn't stay on top of and just lifted it out of the zone. Interesting pitch call there, and just a shame to see. I mean, these Tarleton pitchers have been getting ahead of these Wildcat batters and just haven't found a way to finish. And that's what you have to be able to do as a pitcher.
You see Coach Abigail Farler making some sort of base running strategy there. The pitch is hit on the ground up the middle. 1 run is in. Rounding third is Eichelberger. The throw to third is safe at third. Runners on second and third now, but hey, 2 runs crossed for the Wildcats. 5-3 ACU.
Really just a great piece of hitting by Callie Burris as we look at it right here. And that ball is just over the middle of the plate. She's able to stay through it, get it to center field, and helps give her team the lead right here.
Burris, obviously very big hitter for ACU, batting .375 on this season. Obviously, those numbers are going to go up after that one. So 1 run crosses for the Wildcats. Pardon me. No, it is 2. Excuse me. There was an error on the scoreboard. I thought I was taking track there, right? I was. You know, I was sure I was keeping track there, but you never know. Very good pace of play here. 1-0 is in there for a strike.
It's a hard job what we do, folks. We're just trying our best, you know.
Julia Warner, she's got a hard job right now. She's been put into a very difficult situation.
And it's just frustrating as a pitcher. You come in and you try to get ahead of these batters. You can't find ways to continue to get outs, and then just you set yourself up for failure when you allow walks, allow base runners to get on base, and then, you know, Wildcats come up in a big spot, you get the big part of their order, and they make you pay for it.
The 2-1 to Kaiser is hit to right field, and it is fielded for the out, but tagging at third. 1 run will cross for the Wildcats. So the sacrifice fly gets another run, another 3-run inning so far for ACU.
And that's just a great piece of hitting by Sydney Kaiser right there. Really, as a hitter, you're looking for the first available pitch, just trying to do a job, and that's exactly what she does. Stays through it, skies it to right field, and is able to get a run in and help her team out and just tack onto that lead.
And that's not anything about LaRue out there in right field for Tarleton. That's just so deep that one's hard to throw on when you've got a runner coming home.
Yeah, that was all about Kaiser right there. LaRue couldn't have done anything more than what she did, getting that ball in quickly, because there's no way you're going to be able to get it from deep right field and get that runner out.
Avery Mylock batting for the Wildcats. Big opportunity for the middle of this lineup. That one is hit off to the right side. Kaiser cannot get there. Gave it her all on that one, however. Runner on third for the Wildcats still. That's Burris.
Mylock had her own sac fly back in the bottom half of the first, looking to try and score another run, get another RBI.
That one is chopped back to the pitcher. End of the inning. Wildcats, however, put up a 3 spot. big inning for ACU. Hey, stick with us. College softball on ESPN+.
In the bottom of the second, ACU scored 3 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 left on base.
Welcome back, Abilene, Texas. ACU leads 6-3. Georgia Capel stepping in for Tarleton. They've got to get something going here in the 3rd inning.
That's exactly the batter that they want up right here. Capel is a huge bat for Tarleton, really been the lifeblood of this offense. She's got 8 long balls on the season and is 1 shy of breaking the record for most career home runs for Tarleton Texans.
This season slugging an astonishing 808.
How would you like your slugging to look better than most people's OPSs? That's just insane.
That's exactly what I was just thinking about. Fantastic season here from Capel. When she's the leadoff batter in the inning too, she's also batting .471. She takes one outside of the zone.
Great disciplined hitter, really just the heartbeat of this offense. I mean, but hasn't found a way to get going. She did have a double last game, but the Wildcats have done a great job holding her and keeping her from being able to hit.
Well, and everyone knew that going into the season. I mean, serious apologies. That's going to be the big key here is you've got to shut down this explosive Tarleton offense, and they've done a good job of it here through 1 game and about 2 innings. The 2-2 pitch is hit on the ground foul.
Nice play by the graduate assistant over there, I believe. It's a good quick hands. Great job showing she might still be able to play a little bit. I think really that's one of the most challenging things as a hitter. Like when you know you're the guy, or the girl, excuse me, but when you...
That one is hit to right field and is dropped. Moving to second now. She gets a huge hit. What a great play there for Capel. Not exactly what she planned on doing, but hey, good base running gets her to second. Martinez could not get under the ball for ACU.
Sometimes you just got to hit it smarter, not harder. But as I was saying, like when you're the person for your team, so you look at that right there, just goes off the glove, able to hit it well. But when you're the bat that gets your team going, sometimes there's a little bit of added pressure right there.
Austin Germain steps in for Tarleton, and good credit to ACU fielders on that last one for not panicking, as that one is dropped too. Back-to-back drops from the Wildcats puts 2 on for Tarleton here in the 3rd inning.
I mean, and that's exactly what we saw out of Tarleton's defense, actually, as Coach Farler is going to come out here and talk to her team, try to get them to settle down. But errors are costly. They really just throw your team into a rut. They put you in positions you don't need to be in. As we look at the replay right here, great pitch by White, gets in on the hands. And that's got to be a routine can of corn play for Logan Gasper, and it just goes in and out of her glove.
The Tarleton dugout loved that one. Everyone meeting with their base runners, everyone meeting with their infielders here, trying to keep the game plan going. You got 2 on here in a big situation. Germain on first, Capel on second. Big opportunity here for Tarleton.
Actually, I think the scorekeeper scored Capel's hit as a hit. They said that did not actually bounce off the glove of the right fielder, Martinez, and that it dropped. So, a little bit of home cooking, I guess, for the Wildcats, but nonetheless, it still results in 2 base runners on here, and we'll see what happens next.
And that's 2 base runners with no outs, as you will see Tristan Troll stepping in for Tarleton, the freshman second baseman.
Right now, Riley White can't try to do anything more. You got to just stick with your game.
The pitch is bunted. The throw on to first to get the out. She beat it out. They've loaded the bases. What an effort from the Texans.
And really, that was just a communication error right there. I mean, it was a stellar bunt, don't get me wrong, but Mylock a little bit timid coming out from behind the dishes. You look right here. They're both trying to figure out who's going to get the ball, and that little stutter step right there is what prevents them from getting the out at first base. Have to be a little bit better communicating if you want to be able to make an effective play right there.
A little pop bunt, put a little bit behind it, and just put it straight into the ground. As That is a big foul from Brittany Coe. She took a huge swing at that one.
So Tarleton getting a little bit lucky here. I mean, it's the old adage, a bloop and a blast, and you're back in this game, and that's exactly what they've set themselves up to do right here.
Coe, the catcher, takes that one high for a ball. 1-1 count now.
If you're Riley White, it's a little deflating. You essentially have the first out standing on third base, the second out standing on second base, and you didn't get any of them. You have no outs. You have to stay calm, though. You can't get too excited. Have to continue to pitch, continue to let yourself get ground balls.
So bases loaded, no out. 2-1 count now to the catcher, Coe. She's batting .222 on the season. Not exactly having a great season at the plate so far, but we're still early on in the season as she fouls that one back. Definitely still time to have a bit of an offensive outburst.
And really right now, if you're the Wildcats defense, you're just trying to limit this to 1, maybe 2 runs. I mean, the ideal scenario is you get out of here unscathed, but you're just trying to limit the damage, keep the lead intact.
The 2-2 is skied to left field. It'll fall in for a hit. There's going to be a run scored. So move the bases. Everyone take your base and move forward for Tarleton.
And really, that was just soft contact induced by Riley White, but the left fielder, Davila, was just way shifted over, wasn't playing true left field, and that's why that ball was able to drop. Excuse me, it's Davila, by the way, excuse me.
So Coe gets a base hit and gets a run. See a bit of strategy here going on for Tarleton. You've still got the bases loaded, you still got no outs, and you got a fresh at bat.
Up to the plate, number 5, Paige Nunez.
Santignan steps in now and will take the first pitch for a ball.
Maybe Mylock trying to do her best she can back there, try to help her pitcher out. Really, that's just unfortunate for Riley White right now. She's pitching a great job, pitching to soft contact, and just can't seem to find a way to get an out.
Santignan grounded to third in her last at bat as she gets under that one. Going back off the wall. 1 run in, 2 runs are in. Runners on second and third are left. Big at bat for Santignan. She hits one off the wall for a double.
And great job by Santignan staying in right here. And really, it's just, I mean, that should be a no-out double if the Wildcats can be smart enough. As you look right there, she stays through it, gets her hands extended, just doesn't have enough on it to get it out. Great job by the center fielder, Eichelberger, getting that ball in. But, I mean, you don't have that much damage happen if your defense can come up clutch for you, and that's just not what happened for the Wildcats right there.
So Riley White will exit here in the 3rd inning. After a big effort from Tarleton, they load the bases and they practically almost unload them, and 6-6 now, no outs with Nunez on second and Coe on third. Have a day, Tarleton, early on.
They're going to bring in Loren Scheck from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, transfer from Santa Clara. That's what it looks like to me, at least. Not a bad decision. They're going to do it. Oh, wow. They also swapped catchers.
So big changes for the Wildcats here in the 3rd, trying to figure themselves out, just to put it easily.
I wonder if they excuse me, I can't talk. I wonder if they switched catchers, because as a pitcher, Loren struggled a little bit early on, but has come into herself, really found a way to find the strike zone. I wonder if that has to do with catcher Sydney Kaiser, because really that pitcher-catcher relationship is so important. It allows that pitcher to feel comfortable when they trust the person back there, and sometimes it's just you throw really well to one person. I've had a few pitchers in my day, they just couldn't throw to me. They didn't like the way I catch, and it's just a personal preference.
So pitching change, catching change for the Wildcats. Scheck, the transfer from Santa Clara, comes in for ACU, trying to figure out something here at this Tarleton offense. They've been very explosive this inning, and they've got to heat up here.
I think that means that Mylock is going to go into right field. So they burn the DH. Coach Farler burns her DH, which is Sydney Kaiser essentially, but puts Kaiser into catcher, takes Mylock, puts her into right field, and so now that takes out Isabel Martinez, who is no longer playing, and who was getting DH'd for. So you have a little bit more of a true lineup, and that means Lauren Scheck is going to have to hit for herself.
The 0-0 pitch from Scheck is in there for a ball.
Just for everyone wondering, Scheck's at bat would be, oh gosh, that's what I'm trying to figure out. She'd be hitting in the pitching spot for Riley White because they burned the DH. So Scheck would be fourth at bat in the bottom of the third when they get out of this inning.
And you got to think a big part of those changes, that one's in there for a strike, is trying to keep a bat like Mylock in the lineup for ACU. As now they've got to get back in this one when they get the chance. Ashley LaRue, the red shirt freshman.
A little bit of roster gymnastics here for Coach Farler, trying to keep her big bats in the lineup. Mylock and Sydney Kaiser both have RBIs in this game already, so they've contributed to a third of the runs the Wildcats have scored.
The 2-1 from Scheck went for the bunt, dropped the bat. They're going to call that one a strike. Interesting bunt there, if you could say. Dropped the bat, thought she had contact, and went for it.
Not a bad idea, trying to get the lead, get some runs scored. Lauren Scheck doing a great job coming back, battling, finding the strike zone.
The 2-2 is on the ground. It could not get there in time to first. They're going to call it out. Big effort from Tarleton, though, to try to get the run to cross, but Scheck's defense, was able to hold for. Runners will stay at second and third.
A little bit of a base running mistake there, too. Coach is talking to his base runner on third base. She definitely could have gone. That was a soft ground ball to the right side that definitely should have scored a run. Wildcats luck out a little bit right there and don't on a base running mistake that's really just simple softball that like when a ball's hit to the right side, you got to be charging home. And I wonder if it was a little bit of a reading error and the base runner thought that ball was going to go straight to the pitcher.
Morgan Medford, the top of the lineup, leadoff batter for Tarleton, is back up here with one out as she is working out of a 2-0 count. Runners on second and third. The pitch is low for ball 3.
And really, this has really been Scheck's downfall her whole season. She's been a great pitcher from Santa Clara, but just hasn't been able to find the zone consistently for the Wildcats. Had a great outing last time against SFA when she pitched, but trying to find the zone here.
The pitch to Medford is in there, 3-1 count now.
Really gripping that rosin bag right there, trying to get a solid grip on the ball. It's a little hot out here in West Texas, kind of humid.
Medford has gotten on base twice today. The 3-1 pitch is on the ground to first. Easy out at first. The play at the plate. She is safe. So Coe scores from third.
As we look at the replay right here, great job taking off. She's going to slide into the catcher, Kaiser, and just barely gets in there with her foot. Wow. So you almost had the rare 3 unassisted, 2 double play, but the Wildcats couldn't quite come up with it.
So Coe scores. Santignan stays at second. That one is chopped, and it's going to be foul for Amanda Desario, the center fielder for Tarleton. She's 1 for 2 today. 0 for 1, excuse me. She walked in the first inning. Tarleton now leads 7-6. 4-run inning here in the top of the third for the Texans. The 0-1 pitch is on the ground, fielded easily onto first. 4 runs for Tarleton in this inning. 7-6 Texans on ESPN+.
In the top of the third, there were 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. All right, Wildcat fans.
Back to Abilene, Texas. Tarleton and ACU, the first pitch is in there for a strike from Wernitt. Big inning from Tarleton in the top of the third as you see time being called here.
What an Evo. There's an Evo shield in right field. I think that's an Evo shield. Oh, she must have still had it on.
It's Ashley LaRue.
Guess she still had her Evo shield on, forgot to take it off, had to call time. For those of you who might not know what an Evo shield is, it's that protective garment that hitters wear to make sure they don't get hit in the elbow or any other sensitive places.
The 0-1 pitch is knocked back off the fence here. From Lista. Tarleton, 4-run inning at the top of the third. What can you say more about that? 7-6 now. You've seen big innings from both teams. As you see, the 0-2 is outside for ball.
I mean, this is almost turning into Ollie Frazier. Teams are just throwing back-to-back-to-back haymakers at each other. One team scores 3 runs. The other team answers. Other team scores 3. The other team answers with 4. It's insane.
The 1-2 is low for ball. This is why people love softball, though. You've got 13 runs worth not even 3 innings through it in this one, and fantastic effort from both teams offensively. But obviously, you don't want to see those struggles on pitching.
No, and that's what it's been. It's been more pitching and errors for both of these teams.
The 2-2 is absolutely smashed foul.
She turned on that ball. Oh, my.
Just a little bit out front on that one. Fouls it off to the left side. Wernitt, obviously not the starter for Tarleton. That was Chisholm. She was pulled out in the last inning as that one is high for a ball. Wernitt herself, 2.8 ERA this season, 1.70 whip. Having a great year for her, but leadoff batters facing her batting .278, but 3-2 pitch is hit right to second base and dropped the throw to first.
Wow, that ball was absolutely smoked.
Lista is safe at first. She hit the tar out of that ball. They're saying it's still live. The throw to second, she is out.
Interesting decision right there by Lista, trying to be aggressive. Don't know why you'd try to take more on that. Coach Farley gonna have a little bit of a talk with her. Here's the replay of the hit. He's caught too much of the plate, absolutely roped at the second baseman.
Lista legged that one out, but got a little greedy.
Tried to
take second.
Interesting decision by the first base coach. Center almost is what it looked like, and just got thrown out.
Interesting, aggressive base running from ACU here. The pitch to Davila is in there for strike 2. She took the first strike while we were still looking at that replay.
They are going to call that an error on that last bat from Lista.
It's Troll at second base for the Texans.
So that'll go down as your very casual, super common E4 to then your 1-4 out at second base. You see that every day in softball.
That one is fouled off to the left side. Ryan, I'm glad you're keeping the books for me today. That was an interesting play. We've seen quite a few of those today, but we've also seen quite a few positioning changes here early on to these teams. Almost in a chess match here, trying to figure out what they can get done. The 1-2 pitch is fouled straight back and off the netting.
Catcher Co tried to hang on to it, couldn't quite do it. So Davila getting a little bit of a second life, putting together a good at bat. Trying to find a way to get on base. Maybe try and answer back, get 1 run.
Coe's double, of course, for Tarleton was the big play in that last inning. Brought 3 across as that one is low for ball 2.
And that right there, that pitch, that is a perfectly executed pitch by the pitcher. I mean, you couldn't get more better than that, but really, Randy Davila being able to stay through it, see it deep, and not bite at it.
Davila batting .208 on the season. That one is high, and she's worked her way into a full count.
I mean, these ACU hitters have been disciplined, and that's something that you love to see, especially as a head coach for the Wildcats. They don't even have a strikeout this entire game. They've been really good with the zone.
The 3-2. They're going to say it's low. That's ball 4 and a walk for ACU. You would have 2 batters on base, but you don't. You got 1 on first and 1 on second. But nevertheless, still have a base runner on for ACU.
I'm just really happy I didn't throw the announcer jinx in there and give her the first strikeout of the game.
I've done it enough today. I don't think anyone at home would have had any issues with that. I mean, Logan Gaspar stepping in for the Wildcats, the shortstop. The first pitch she will see will be a ball.
She had a really good hard-hit single up the middle last time she was up. It was on the first pitch. Does a great job attacking the zone, getting the first available pitch, and just finding a way to drive it.
Coach Farler's offense, they do a fantastic job of, I mean, they're very aggressive swings. There's another one in for a ball.
I mean, it's almost like they have a different air about themselves, this Wildcat offense. They're able to just stay through the ball. They're really focusing on getting one pitch. They're not trying to get too big. And I think that's a testament to head coaching, too. They're trying to be smart. They're not worried about being down by a run. They're playing their game, and they know that, hey, you know, you can't get 4 runs back by one swing of the bat, and they're trying to just keep themselves in this game, and it's a really great job by the offense and the coaches as well.
So a meeting going on here with Wernet and Co. trying to figure out some strategy here on the mound visit. Working out of a 2-0 count, obviously walked the last batter. This season, Wernet has walked just 13 batters, striking out only 12, though. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Seven to 6, Texans lead. The 2-1 is fouled back.
It was a great pitch. Got her reaching on an off-speed right there, trying to get her out in front. Really great job coming through, trying to attack the zone, listening to her pitching coach, trying to find a way to get a big out right here.
2-2 count.
Interesting, a little bit of a, yeah, that is your bad Logan right there. A little bit of a not knowing the count. She's smiling it off though. Sometimes you get like that. You get so locked into an at bat, you're like, hey, that was ball 4. I'm gonna take my base.
Gaspar batting 140 on this season. Has walked 8 times. The 3-2 struck her out, rung that one up.
It was a beautiful curveball that just started high and looped back into the zone.
So Wernet's first strikeout of the game will be a very, very big one in a big situation with a runner on first. 2 outs now for the Texans as you're going to see Riley White stepping in. Of course, someone we saw pitching earlier.
So I guess that means that they put Lorin into pitch. I did see action in the Wildcat bullpen, so they must have put Lorin Sheck into pitch. Then they switch Riley White back in for her bat. And I wonder if they're going to put another pitcher out there to start the 4th inning. A lot of roster gymnastics by Coach Farler right here.
The 0-1 is taken outside to even up the count at 1-1. Of course, softball, that's a very common thing. You got a lot of moves that are happening. You got to keep on your toes if you want to keep up with the game. But this one's very competitive chess match between these two conference rivals. The 1-1 is absolutely belted foul.
I've been seeing that a lot from these Wildcat hitters, especially last game. I think Mylock had about 3 foul home runs. They've done a great job seeing the ball, getting their hands through it, but they just can't stay on it long enough to get extension to keep balls fair. That's something that they got to work on. They got to be a little bit more patient, try and stay right side, opposite side.
The 1-2 pitch is hit to right field and will be fielded easily by the right fielder LaRue. Tarleton gets out of the inning with no runs crossing, allows 2 base runners, leaves 1. Stick with us on ESPN Plus, whack base softball.
In the bottom of the third, ACU.
Texas Western Athletic Conference softball on ESPN Plus. Tarleton ACU. Tarleton leads 7-6 with another opportunity here to have a big inning leading off with Schaefer. She is 1 for 2 today with that big double. Scored an RBI there, or brought in an RBI, apologies. Working out of the 0-1 count now. Loren Scheck still on the mound for the Wildcats. Obviously saw that pitching change in the 3rd inning for ACU.
So they were able to keep the bat of Riley White in. Thought they'd have to take her out. Great job by Logan Gasper right there, calling off the 3rd baseman, getting the count or getting the out. But thought they were going to have to take Scheck out. Farler finds a way to keep all her bats in, get a pitching change. Really some great coaching right there. Heads up softball, being able to have great roster control and really find a way to put her team in the best position to win.
So White is still batting for ACU. Mylock's been moved from catcher to right field, and Kaiser is in to catch now. The pitch to Capel is fouled off to the left side. Almost took out her coach there. Capel, obviously, we've talked about her accolades. We've talked about her statistics. You can't talk about the impact that she has on a game this season. She's fantastic. As you see one that she fouled, I mean, almost right to our camera. On the 3rd baseline. Scheck checking back.
Might go with the off-speed pitch here.
0-2 pitch. Very low there. 1-2 count.
Scheck is an off-speed pitcher, one of those finesse pitchers that you see in softball. Really got a lot of junk that she can throw and command.
The 1-2 it's going to hit her. It comes up and inside and hits Capel. Be a runner on first. A lot of movement on that pitch.
Oh, that was an absolute nasty pitch that kind of just ran away. As you look at it right here. Goes up and in and just started on the, it was supposed to be a curveball back foot, and Scheck just held on to it a little too long and was able to get it going. They're going to ask and see if it hit off the knob. It looked like it did hit off the knob on this replay. That's what I was also looking at. It looked like it didn't hit her. That's what Scheck's saying right there. She thinks it hit off the knob.
They are going to say that it did hit Capel. That'll bring up Germain, Austin Germain, the designated hitter for Tarleton, the freshman out of San Antonio, Texas.
There's that replay right there. Yeah, I mean, it's close, but it's one of those things, it's a judgment call that the umpire has to make. Sydney Kaiser, beautiful frame right there on the curveball that comes back in.
It's one of those that you got to look at on the replay and say, you know, okay, did it hit more of her? Did it hit more of the bat? It definitely hit both, but it's one of those scenarios where that is obviously up to the umpire and to make his best ability on the call. 1-1 count now to Germain.
And right now, this is where Scheck's ability to throw off speeds well comes into play. She's trying to get a double play ball right here, get the batter out in front.
The 1-1 pitch is outside for a ball.
You know, some pitchers are power pitcher, like we saw Holmgren for ACU last night. Some pitchers are finesse pitchers. They work on trying to get ground outs and pop flies.
The 2-1 outside for ball 3. This matchup, very big one for both teams. Of course, these two are neck and neck in the WAC standings, 1 and 2 in the WAC Southwest standings. very big series, all 3 games. You know, you look at a series, you go, okay, well, we can take 2 games, we can take 1 game. This is one where you want to win all 3 if you're ACU.
If you win all 3, you get a commanding lead over Tarleton. You hold the tiebreaker, and it seems like these 2 teams are going to be the teams that compete for the WAC Southwest region. So they're trying to find a way. I mean, this is a battle right here that all teams, I mean, you want to come away and win all 3 of these games. You're absolutely right, Coy.
And as you're approaching that midway point of the season, these 2 obviously are going to stand out. 2 teams separated by about an hour and a half here as you see the first pitch to Trull is outside for a ball.
Yeah, and Larinchek's going to go to that rosin bag right there. That's key for her, I think. It really helps her kind of dampen that moisture on the hand, get a little bit more control of the softball.
The 1-0 pitch. It's in there for a strike. She went in there and threw a very nice pitch that landed right inside the zone, right over the plate.
Sometimes you have to wonder, is that routine going to the rosin bag, is it more mental or is it more physical? Do you really need the rosin on your hand, or is it just something that makes you feel comfortable as a pitcher?
You know, and that comfortability can bring a calming effect as there's a nasty cut at that pitch from Trull.
And I guarantee you she goes back to the rosin bag right here. Yes, she did. That's exactly what she does. And it's more, and now it's, I doubt she needs it on that hand, but I doubt it gives her that feeling of, hey, now that I've got it on my hand, I can pitch. And softball is such a mental game, you have to have things like that.
The 1-2 is Lance to short. The runners are able to get back before a throw can nail one of them, and there's only 1 out on the play. 2 outs now for the Texans. It'll be Coe stepping back in. Obviously had that big 3-run double to left field last inning, just dropped one into left field. The pitch from Sheck is popped foul. Took a big cut at that one, did Coe.
Coe's not really happy with that. That's the only fastball she's going to get all at bat, I think. Larinchek, not a big fastball pitcher, and Coe really wants that pitch back because that's the pitch you're trying to get. You don't want to pitch with all this movement that Sheck has.
The 0-1 pitch from Sheck is skied to right field. Moving under it is Mylock. She'll get the out. No runs will cross for Tarleton. They get 2 runners. 7-6 Tarleton. Hey, stick with us. Welcome back. Hollywell's Field here in Abilene, Texas. Wonderful facility for ACU. Tarleton and ACU. Tarleton leads 7-6. As you see, the first pitch of the inning is fouled off to the left side by Sadie Eichelberger. It'll be Julia Warnett still on the mound for Tarleton. 2.67 ERA today. 1 2/3 inning pitched, 1 run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Had herself a pretty good day. Last inning was fantastic from her. You see one shot into center field for a base hit for Eichelberger.
It's exactly what you need from the Wildcats right now. You got shut out in the last inning. That was the first inning you didn't score a run in, and you're trying to find a way to get a run back, tie this game up. As we look at the replay right here, just a ball that was a little bit outside. Great job extending, caught it off the end of the barrel, but was just able to drop it right in between the shortstop and the center fielder. Got herself a nice base hit.
So Eichelberger on first, and here's Reiling. Takes that one on the inside.
Try to go for a little bit of a righty bunt. So they're going to looking for the sign right here. Wildcats don't have many steals on the year. I think they've got about 10. Be interested to see if they put some movement on here.
The 1-0 is chopped. The throw to second. They get Eichelberger at second. That's a big out there. So the bunt does not work to a fielder's choice. They get the runner at second, Eichelberger. So Riley on first.
It almost looked like Eichelberger got a late jump on it as that bunt got put down. I mean, that throw beat her by a good 4 steps.
So Burris now for the Wildcats, batting .384 on the season. The first pitch is right in there for a strike. Wonderful pitch there from Wernick.
Had a clutch hit the last time she was up that plated 2 runs. Trying to do the same thing here.
1 for 2 today is Burris. The pitch is inside. It hit her off the knee, and there will be 2 on now for ACU. So a big opportunity here for the Wildcats with Kaiser coming up. Kaiser batting .274 on the season, .397 on base percentage, and slugging .339, hitting .263 with runners on base. So a big opportunity for the now catcher for ACU in this game.
She's been a really great utility player here for the Wildcats, trying to do some damage. She took the first pitch there well.
Pops it up to first. It'll be caught at second for the out. So 2 outs, 2 on for ACU as pace of play is picked up here a little bit from those early scoring innings from both sides. Obviously, you've got 13 runs on the board just in the 4th inning.
Yeah, Kaiser, that was a drop ball that she went after. Got a little bit too jumpy. Wondered if she was trying to do too much right there and just fouled it off.
Mylock steps in and takes one low in the zone, now playing right field for ACU. Big part of all those moves that Coach Abigail Farler came out and made with the pitching change.
I'll tell you what, that wind has died down from left field. She might get a ball to go here if she gets into one.
Just 2 on. Takes that one outside. It's just a 1-run game, very manageable, obviously. But ACU has to make something happen here. Obviously, as you go further and further into a game, it gets harder and harder to put runs on the board, and they've got to do something early on.
And early on, it felt like runs were coming a dime a dozen, and now it feels like you can barely get one.
The 2-0 is smashed into left center field. That's going to plate a run. Reiling will score. Burris to third. On to second is Mylock. A big double ties it up here in the 4th for the Wildcats.
It's just a great piece of hitting. As you look right here, that's a pitch down the middle. It was an off-speed pitch. Mylock's able to stay on it, see it deep, drive it, get her hands extended, and gets herself a nice double in the left center gap. And I think that's what she was struggling with a little bit last game, is she was a little bit too early. She would have normally taken that pitch and fouled it off. Does a lot better job staying back, staying connected, and driving that ball to left center field. It's a great approach. Great job. Ties this game up.
So Lista stepping in for the Wildcats. You're going to see the coach come out here and talk to the umpire.
I think we're going to get a little bit of a pitching change.
So there will be a pitching change for Tarleton yet again. It will be number 13, Kennedy Ferguson, the sophomore righty, comes in here for Tarleton here with runners on second and third, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Very big moment for the sophomore pitcher.
Kennedy Ferguson.
Ferguson this season, .276 ERA and 25 in the 3rd innings pitched. What stands out to me is that strikeout to walk ratio, 31-10 in her 11th appearance today.
Especially,
You got a lot of strikeouts there, 31, 10 walks. Sorry about that, Ryan. You're about to say something.
well, especially if you look at that innings pitched, 25 innings pitched, and she's got 31 strikeouts. That's more than 1 strikeout an inning. That's tough to do as a pitcher. Really expect to see some good stuff from her right here.
And definitely a situational pitcher here. You got runners on second and third. The first pitch, it's in there for a strike. What a pitch it was, too, from Ferguson.
And you can just tell by the way she's carrying herself on the mound right there. She's coming with confidence, and that's exactly what you need a pitcher to do in a spot like this. You got to come in with confidence and know your job is to get 1 out, 1 batter.
The 0-1 is outside for a ball. Could not get a chase there from Lista.
Mylock has a little bit of speed on second base. If Lista can just get something past the infield into the grass, I wouldn't be surprised if they sent Mylock, try to get another insurance run.
The 1-1. Big curveball drops in there at the bottom left corner.
You couldn't see my face, but that pitch was disgusting. Wow. That thing just dropped. That was slower than slow. Wow, what a great pitch.
Hard one not to swing at there. 1-2 pitch is absolutely lanced down the left field. You could feel the impact off the bat on that one, but it is fouled.
That ball was smoked, and really, I mean, that's the second time Lista's done something like that. I think right now, especially with 2 strikes, she's got to have a right field approach. Let that ball get deep on her, see it out of the hand, let it travel.
The 1-2 pitch is hit out to right field. Moving under its LaRue. She drops it. 1 run is plated for the Wildcats. Slide in at third for Lista.
That's happened to her twice. That's the second time Lista's gotten a little seeing eye. I guess that would be a triple. If you look right here, as that ball goes up, the shortstop's trying to find the ball, can't see it in the sun, and just the right fielder misses it. Tried to come on and call her off, but the sun was right in her eye. I think that will go down as a triple. Nobody touched that. So Lista hitting the ball smarter, not harder, twice today, and is able to get another hit.
Your casual fly ball triple for ACU. 2 runs plated so far for the Wildcats. Apologies. 3 runs plated. Scoring error there. Three runs here in the 4th. 9-7 ACU leads.
We need a pinch hitter too. I believe it's going to be Paige Harris.
So Paige Harris steps in for Randy Davila. Harris this season batting just .053 on the season as she takes one low in the zone for a strike.
This isn't uncommon territory for Harris. This is kind of what her role has become. She stepped in as a pinch hitter late in innings in close games like this. This is what Coach Farler likes to use her for.
The 0-1 is high for a ball, so a pinch hitter for ACU here. More and more changes to this offense as you see Coach Farler trying to out-duel her opponents here with Tarleton.
I can tell you one of the hardest jobs ever is being a pinch hitter. I did it for a season. You have to be able to come in, you're cold off the bench. It's been 5 innings. You know, you try to stay loose, you try to get your mind right, but you haven't swung a bat in 2 hours. A pitcher's up there dealing, and you have to come in high pressure situations and deliver. It's a hard job to do.
So the 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike, and it's a 2-2 count now to Harris. Boy, how the tides have changed here in this one. It looked like Tarleton had all the momentum there for a little bit, but it's now 9-7 ACU on a big triple. And the 2-2 pitch, that one is in the dirt. Be a full count now. You could see Ferguson, you could say that you could see the confidence she came onto the mountain with has kind of gone away here, but she can resurrect that here with a big punch-out opportunity. On the 3-2 pitch is swung and is hit into left field. That will plate Lista. ACU 10-7 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
I mean, this game has just turned into a 12-round heavyweight fight, and they are just throwing haymakers at each other. Great job right there, as you saw on the replay by Harris. Getting a pitch, it was a full count, didn't get all of it, but just got enough to stay through it. That's a big pinch hit at bat. That's a hard thing to do. But a great job as she's going to come out of the game right there, get greeted by her team, and Davila is going to re-enter with that speed on first base.
So Callie Irwin stepping in here to pinch hit for the Wildcats. More and more strategy from Coach Farler. 10-7 the Wildcats lead now. The first pitch is outside for a ball from Ferguson.
I believe that's actually still Logan Gasper who stepped in. Callie Irwin is a Tarleton player.
My apologies, I was looking at the wrong sheet there. happens to the best of us every now and then. You got a lot of changes happening on the field.
We're doing our best. Bear with us.
Gets the best of us here. Logan Gasper, of course, still in the lineup for ACU.
That's what you said the first time. I heard you.
Shot up to second base. That one is out. That'll be the end of the inning. ACU leads 10-7 here on ESPN Plus. An absolutely outstanding inning from ACU in the bottom of the fourth. 4 runs plated for the Wildcats. They responded to a big top of the third from Tarleton. 4 runs themselves. Seen a lot of, I guess you could say, spot innings is what you would call them. Multiple runs in almost every inning where there has been a run. Every inning there has been a run. In fact, has had multiple runs. So big offense today is the story from yesterday. You saw a 3-0 win for ACU. Fantastic game so far from both sides here.
Let's see if Lauren Scheck can't come out here and get her second shutout inning in a row and really try and quell this Tarleton offense.
That one is called as a ball. Thought she went around there.
Interesting decision. You got a little gasp and groans from the home crowd here. Everybody thought she went, but got a little bit of luck.
You say hometown crowd, you could even say this is a very split crowd. These two teams not separated by a lot. Long time historical rivals, ACU and Tarleton. That one is fouled off to the right side.
It's a pretty good crowd considering, you know, both teams are in spring break right now.
Santignan batting for Tarleton here in the top of the 5th. She's only batted once today. That was a ground out to the third baseman.
Okay.
The 1-1 pitch is a little slapper to second, fielded easily and thrown on to first for the out. Good pick there by Lista at second. Lista, of course, sparked that rally for ACU, unloading all the runners on base with a triple.
Lista did a really great job staying home on that lefty slapper, because if she moves just a touch toward first base trying to get there in time, that ball would have been hit by her. So great defensive play by Lista.
The pitch is called a ball.
Kaiser talking to the home plate umpire a little bit, asking, you know, hey, where's that pitch? Nice. I mean, you know, as a catcher, you got to do that kind of talk. Try to sell it a little bit, make friends with the home plate umpire. It's your job.
Mackenzie Peterson, first at bat of the day for her. She takes the strike there.
That was a nasty off-speed pitch. You couldn't even hit that if you were swinging with an oar. That was disgusting. Great pitch by Lauren Scheck.
Peterson only 2 hits on the season this year. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt, or in the turf if you want to say that.
It's still the dirt. In my heart, it will always be the dirt. I know it's a turf field. It will always be the dirt. It will always be the dirt.
Such a natural reaction to say in the dirt. A lot of college teams moving to low-maintenance turf. The 2-1 pitch is swung on. She went for that one.
She's bitten at that twice, really gotten her out in front, making her look foolish up there. Great pitching by Lauren Scheck. I wonder if she can't finish it off.
Scheck 2 1/3 innings today. 1 walk, no strikeouts.
Tried to get her biting on the same pitch. Tried to triple her up right there. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for something similar right there. I mean, there are 2 ways you can approach this. If you throw it 2-2, you got to throw it 3-2. That's my opinion. Let's see what they do here.
The 3-2 from Scheck is fouled off to the left side. Lauren Scheck comes in here. She early on looked a little bit of control issue. It looked like has shut down Tarleton so far. No earned runs herself, no runs even. But you saw her confidence shift kind of there in the top of the 4th going out to the end. You talked about her kind of calming herself down with the rosin bag, and here she is now, working out of a 3-2 count. Slap shot down left field. That's going to be a base hit. So Peterson gets on her 3rd hit of this season on a good hit to left field.
Good piece of hitting right there. I mean, works herself into a full count, and what Loren can only do, if you look at it right there, great job. It was just caught too much of the plate. And as a pitcher right there, when you get into that 3-2 count, you can't be afraid to throw that off speed that works for you. And I think that's what happened to Loren right there. She only relied on her fastball, and as the batter knew it, and that's why she got beat.
So we're back to the top of the Tarleton order. Morgan Medford stepping in now. So far today, 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Peterson on first. Obviously, the inning's starting to tick away here in Abilene for this game.
Wouldn't be surprised if Loren went with an off speed right here.
On the ground to second. On to second, on to first. Medford will be safe at first. They'll get the force out at second. That will be put down as a fielder's choice there. Could not get the double play as we take a look at the replay.
Just got jammed on it right there. Lista did a great job taking it herself, and yep, she was safe. Just barely beat it. Good hard base running by Medford right there.
Of course, ACUTV Avery Jackson always quick with the replays for us. Desario, as she gets under the first pitch she sees to left field, and it will be popped out to Davila. So, no runs from Tarleton. 10-7 ACU leads. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Stick with us. Bottom of the 5th here in Abilene. ACU leads Tarleton now 10-7. Big offensive innings from both sides here as ACU comes back in here now, leading by 3. Tarleton, of course, shut down in the bottom, or the top of the 5th, excuse me. And now a big opportunity from ACU here to pad the runs here going late into the game.
You know, I wish I was a good enough player that I could start a game pitching and then stay in the lineup and continue to hit for my team. That's something that's phenomenal, and a great job by Riley White and Coach Farler really trusting her, keep her bat in the lineup and try and have some success here at the plate.
So an interesting stat for you. When White leads off an inning, she's batting .600 as she takes the 2-0 pitch for a 3-0 pitch now.
For anyone who doesn't know how good it is to bat .600, flip a coin, see how many times it lands on heads, then multiply that by like 1.5. And that's how many times she's getting a hit. That's insane.
The 3-0 is in there for a strike. She knew it too.
Yeah, and I think the batting strategy here for the Wildcats is anytime they get to 3-0, this Tarleton pitching struggling. They're not going to take 3-0 swings. They really want to make these pitchers work for it and see if they can't get a free base.
The 3-1 to White is popped foul. White is 0 for 2 today. She's flown out to left field and right field respectfully. Bottom of the 5th, big opportunity. The 3-2 pitch. Fouled off again, keeping the at-bat alive here.
Great job by White. She gets a curveball that kind of falls off the plate, able to just get enough of the barrel on it to spoil it. That's not really a pitch you can do much with. Really a great executed pitch. She stays alive, gets herself another chance to get a pitch she can handle better.
It'll be a 3-2 from Ferguson. And that one is chopped out into right field. It will be just barely scooped up by Capel in right field for Tarleton.
Got that off her shoelaces. Wow.
What great fielding there. I mean, ran in on it, kept with it, didn't overthink it. Right into the glove. Bottom of the 5th now. 1 out. And it'll be Eichelberger back to the top of the order for Abigail Farler's Wildcats. The first pitch outside for a ball from Ferguson. course, remember to stick with us. We've got another game. Of course, this is a doubleheader today. The 0-1 pitch is in there for a ball.
As a player, man, I've played plenty of doubleheaders in my day, and it's all about that mentality. When you look up and you're like, oh, we have to play. We're in the 5th inning of the first game, and we have 9 more innings left of softball today. It's something that you got to kind of be mentally prepared for.
That one is fouled off to the left side.
Hopefully both teams have enough PB&Js. That was my go-to meal on the doubleheader. Nice little PB&J. You make it in the dugout. Get a good banana. Maybe some water.
Healthy diet, protein. Got everything in there. Breakfast of champions, lunch of champions, whatever you want to call it. The 1-2 pitch. Chopped to the left side. Fielded easily. The throw on to first. She is out. What a pick from Schaefer at third.
Yeah, if Schaefer even remotely bobbles that ball, Eichelberger's going to be safe. Great job getting her hands extended, trying to get that ball as we look at it right here. And Eichelberger's hauling out of the box right there, sets her feet, makes a good throw, and just gets it in time. Great play by the Tarleton third baseman.
The pitch from Ferguson is fouled back. Reiling, of course, back in for ACU today. 1 for 2. Apologies. 0 for 1. The 0-1 pitch is a curveball taken outside.
Reiling really been showing the glove, flashing the leather over there at the hot corner. Done a great job saving some runs for the Wildcats, making some good plays in this series so far.
Seen a little bit of everything from the fielders today as that one is fouled back again right in front of us. You talk about fielding, it's been all over the place today really from these two teams. You've had quite a few drop balls, but you've also had some great plays, some great picks. Even you saw that catch here early on from Capel in this inning to get the first out.
Really, I think that's why softball's so exciting. There's so many different things that you can see in a game that you can't see in baseball. You know, you have so many different looks, so many different switches, like what Coach Farler's been able to do with her lineup, and I think that's what makes this sport so much more exciting and fun to watch.
Very competitive game it is. The pitch from Kennedy Ferguson. Fouled off again. Reiling really keeping this at bat alive.
I mean, that's what you've seen so far. I mean, we've gone 5 innings, 3 times through the lineup, and there's been 1 K by Wildcat hitters this entire time. They've done a great job fighting in at-bats.
That one is chopped out into right field. Easy catch there for Capel. Out of the inning, no runs from ACU. Stick with us, 10-7, ACU leads.
And let's give a big round.
Welcome back, Abilene, Texas. Nice, cool Saturday afternoon for some softball, Western Athletic Conference softball. These two rivals. ACU leads 10-7 here in the top of the 6th. Opportunity slipping away from Tarleton. Gotta get a big inning here. But a great effort so far from Lauren Scheck has done great things for ACU.
And really, if you know, we give out the imaginary player of the game, mine right now is Lauren Scheck. I mean, she's come in. This Tarleton offense put up 7 runs in 3 innings, and she shut them down the last 2 innings and has just been dominant. Being able to hold the lead for her team and really give her team a chance to kind of tack on runs. And I mean, you can't ask for anything more than that from a relief outing.
So from Scheck, 3 innings pitched, 3.5 ERA this season, but 1 hit today in those 3 innings. She's really played shutdown softball as that one is inside for ball 2.
Wonder if she's going to go to that rosin bag. Yep, she is. That's been something that we've been noticing. She's been keeping a routine. She has a pitcher that's something you need, something that makes you feel comfortable and confident.
The 2-1 from Scheck. A ball, 3-1 count now. Risking giving up her 2nd walk of the game to Schaefer. Schaefer, of course, the 3rd baseman for Tarleton. batting .347 on the season. The 3-1 pitch is skied foul. Risky foul ball there, that one.
You know, it's just a long strike. That's what you got to think about it. If you're the pitcher, you just got to go, well, that was hit really far, but it was foul. So you got to be able to battle back and throw that 3-2 pitch.
And Ryan, if you're the batter, what do you got to do?
You got to say, hey, it doesn't matter.
That one is on the ground to third and is bobbled by Reiling. So a runner on for Tarleton on the fielding issue.
It's a hard ball to get to by Reiling. I mean, she does a great job diving, overshoots the ball a little bit. If you look right here, she just dove a little too late and almost overshot it and kind of got it in this awkward position. Because when you want to dive, you're trying to think about keeping your arm outstretched. And she dove, and that ball was at her shoulder, and it just gave her this weird, awkward positioning that couldn't help her glove that ball.
Returning at first base, number 24.
So there will be a pinch runner for Tarleton. It will be Bailey Riggs coming in for the Texans, the sophomore outfielder.
Big bat of Georgia Capel. Really been held at bay so far, trying to come on loose, give her team a chance to get going.
You want to say the big at bat, you got to say the biggest at bat of this day maybe. You've got a chance with your best batter up there. Of course, we've talked about her batting .392 on the season, slugging .824 with runners on. She's batting .390, having an outstanding season as she takes the 0-1 outside for a ball.
And if you're Sheck, you can't be scared right here. You have to go, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. Even if you get a bomb hit off of you, you still have 1-run lead. You've got enough insurance runs. Attack her. Make her beat you.
The 1-1 pitch is lanced down the left field line and off the wall.
And this works to Sheck's benefit right here. You've got Capel out in front. That's what you saw right there. That was a foul ball to the left field, and that was on a fastball. So what does that tell you? That tells you that she's early on your fastball, which opens up the varying different off-speed pitches that Sheck's been able to throw in the zone and make these Tarleton hitters look foolish on.
So runner at first, that's Riggs. The 1-2 pitch is on the ground to short. They're not able to get the play at second. It'll roll into the outfield. All the runners will stay at their positions. So Riggs on second. Capel on first on the little short grounder to shortstop.
I think that should go down as an error. Yeah, if they're going to play that, they're going to put that down as an error. I mean, that's just an interesting decision by Logan Gasper right there. She gets it. She should have flipped it right there, but just was thinking about taking it to the bag and just made the wrong decision. So Coach Abigail Farley is going to come out, talk to her team. Great job by Sheck. She threw that off-speed, got exactly what she wants. She got Capel out in front, got the ground ball, and her defense just couldn't come up with it.
I think everyone's going to want to sit here and talk about the strategy from ACU, but I think right now the most important part is going to be what's the strategy for Tarleton. You've got 2 on, you've got no outs, you're down by 3, you've only got 6 more outs in this game left that you have to get back in front.
Exactly. And you're not trying to do too much. You know, you got to stay singles. And if you get that long ball, you get that long ball. But you got to think, pass the bat to the next person. Now, if you're the Wildcats right here, you're actually, this isn't an ideal situation, but you have the pitcher that you want up because Loren Sheck is not a strikeout pitcher. She is a ground ball pitcher. And right now, that's what you need. You need a ground ball either to third base or one that's running up the middle that a shortstop can take and be able to turn a double play. That's what you're looking for right here.
So Sheck will stay on. Runners on first and second. That's Capel and Riggs. The first pitch is in there for a ball.
They're actually going to say that Capel's was a hit, so that'll go down as a single for Capel.
The pitch to Germain is absolutely smashed to center field. Quickly fielded by Eichelberger and thrown back in.
The Tarleton coach is very, very upset right now, yelling at his player on second base. That was a base running mistake. As a player, if that ball's in the air, you got to get back to second base. You have to be able to tag up, and it could be first and third for Tarleton. As you see right here, the runner on second doesn't tag up in time, and that coach is not happy. Great job by Eichelberger tracking that ball down, getting it out, and keeping those runners at bay.
You know, it's an interesting scenario. Maybe she was waiting on maybe another fielding error. We've seen so many, I wouldn't say errors necessarily, but we've seen a lot of issues in the field today from both sides.
Exactly, and it's just one of those things where your knee-jerk reaction is she read that ball, and you have to, as a batter, or as a runner, excuse me, you have to know where the outfield is. You have to be looking, and I think she thought that Eichelberger was somewhere where she wasn't and could get a good lead on that.
The pitch from Sheck is skied out to right field. Not fielded by Mylock, off her glove again. So bases will be loaded with one out for Tarleton. And maybe one that at this end of this game, you'll look back and say, hey, that was a big one.
I mean, and that's just Mylock trying to be too fast right here. I mean, this is a great pitch by Sheck. She gets the easy out. And look, Mylock's she was going to throw before she even caught the ball. You have to catch the ball first.
So Mylock 2 or 3 steps ahead of herself, comes back to get her. It'll be Coe stepping in for Tarleton, the catcher.
If Lauren Sheck can get out of this, that would be very, very impressive.
1 for 3 today is Coe. 234 batting average this season. She's got 1 hit, 1 run scored, and 1 RBI today. Bases loaded. Trull on first, Capel on second, Riggs on third. The 0-1 pitch from Sheck is popped on to the third baseline.
It should be a infield fly, I would think.
Reiling fields it, nevertheless, Reiling fields it. They get the out no matter what. 2 out now, bases loaded.
Interesting call by the umpires to not call that. But nonetheless, I mean, that's a gift given to Sheck right there. Great job pitching. Gets the out. And if I'm doing quick math right here, I think that's the 5th out of this inning if the defense can come up clutch. But nonetheless, you're 2 outs here, and Tarleton's given another life.
Great point there. Ryan Santignan steps in now and tries to take a running hit at that one. Cannot make contact, though.
I mean, and think about the confidence of Sheck right here. Your defense gives Tarleton 3 outs, essentially, right? You should be out of this inning. But she's unwavering, staying up there, pitching, not getting frustrated, still trusting her defense, and continuing to dominate.
The 0-1 pitch. Just outside for a strike. For a ball. Pardon me, fooled myself again.
Not a bad batter to have up here for Tarleton either. Can definitely put the ball in play, try and force some errors that these Wildcats have been given.
The 1-1 pitch is in the ground. Coming home is Riggs. She will be safe, and Tarleton gets a run across the board. 10-8 now in the 6th.
It's going to go down as a pass ball, I believe, on Sydney Kaiser. Tried to stay in front of it. Both base runners advance. Great pitch by Lauren Sheck. Got the swing. That's the pitch she wanted to do. And it just, sometimes when you have that spin on those curveballs, it hits the turf and just bounces a different direction than you think it will as a catcher. Those are one of the hardest balls to catch.
The 1-2 pitch it hit her in the foot.
Costly pitch right there. Sheck just held on to it a little, or let it go. Excuse me. She let it go a little too early.
Big at bat for Tarleton. The pitch from Sheck is in there for a strike.
I mean, that curveball has just been dominant for Sheck right there. She's been able to just control it, command it, put it anywhere she wants, inside, outside, up, and down. Fantastic job controlling the zone. Let's see if she can stay calm, get the out right here.
Mackenzie Peterson, the junior, batting for Tarleton with bases loaded. That one gets away again.
Just another costly mistake by catcher Sydney Kaiser right there. She lucked out that it hit the umpire right there. And Sheck doing a great job of trying to calm her teammate down and say, hey, don't worry about it. I got you. Block up. It's going to be fine. You got this. Sometimes, I mean, catching is such a mental game. You know, when you have 1 pound ball, a pass ball, you can't let it compound. You know, when it rains, it pours, and you can't let that happen.
Kaiser, of course, the second catcher today for ACU. The 1-1 pitch is skied to left field. This will be a big defensive play. It is in the glove of Davila. Only 1 run crosses on bases loaded. What an effort from Loren Scheck. Stick with us. Going to the 7th. Abilene Christian University, the site of this matchup between ACU and Tarleton. Top of the 7th, big inning here for Loren Scheck, trying to close out another victory here for ACU.
Loren done a great job of holding these Tarleton bats at bay. Gave up 1 run in the 6th, but it wasn't really her fault, as she, you know, pitched 5 outs that inning instead of the normal 3 due to errors.
The 1-0 paints the outside. 1-1 count now for Scheck.
So if all things stay the same and you start looking ahead, this game actually, if the Wildcats can win, hold on to this game, and win the doubleheader, they'll be in first and up by a game on Tarleton in the Southwest part of the Western Athletic Conference.
That one is in the turf for ball 2. 2-1 count now for Scheck, pitching to Morgan Medford as Tarleton gets a big opportunity here in the 7th. They've got the top of their lineup.
I mean, this is exactly who you want up. If you could get it to Georgia Capel, I think that's what Tarleton wants to do right here. Try to get somebody on, get it to the biggest bat in your lineup, and see if she can't tie this game up with 1 swing.
So a 3-1 count to Medford here in the top of the 7th. Medford today, only 1 hit. It was a single in the first inning. The 3-1 pitch, they walked her. So Tarleton gets a base runner on here. Tying run now at bat for Tarleton.
Loren Scheck going back to that rosin, really trying to make sure her hand is dry, not sweaty. Want to have good control, good grip on the ball. Also, it's more of a comfort thing, I've come to think. Done a great job keeping a routine.
So Desario comes in to bat here. She's 0 for 3 today. Scored a run on a walk in the first inning, but other than that, has not had a very productive day at the plate. Scheck kicks and deals. The 1-1 count here.
Right now, Morgan Medford on first means nothing. She absolutely means nothing. You got to get an out. You got to be smart. Can't try to be too fine. That run doesn't matter. If you're Scheck, you got to focus on the batter. Get the out. You still have a 2-run lead. No need to panic. Stay calm. Stay focused.
The 2-1 pitch from Scheck is flied out to left field. Big play, fielded cleanly by the left fielder, Davila. First big out, 2 to go for ACU here in the first game of this doubleheader. Of course, the second game will be coming up here shortly after this one. Third game of this series between these two very tightly knitted conference rivals, longtime rivals, you could say lifetime rivals for these two teams.
Perks of being out in West Texas. Wow, that was a out front swing if I have ever seen one.
Katie Schaefer way out in front of that one, obviously, as you said. Hard one not to swing at. I know I would have swung at that one the exact same way.
Sometimes it's interesting as a hitter.
That one is popped up on the right side. Mylock fields it cleanly. They've got the runner hung up between first and second, but no one covering.
Mylock definitely has the strongest arm on this team. Good job not running on her.
Medford back to first. So Georgia Capel, the big at bat, the big bat for Tarleton. Good chance for her here. Outstanding season so far. We've talked about her 2 for 3 today. Big day for hers. She takes the first pitch for a strike.
And I mean, it's hard as a hitter when you know that Sheck is an off-speed first pitcher. That's what she's been doing every time. But man, it just looks so big as it comes on, as it comes to the plate. But it just falls out of the zone. It's so hard to lay off.
The 0-1 pitch is fouled off to the right side.
I mean, this is just a great spot to be in right here. You're ahead in the count. 0-2 is Sheck, right? Capel's dug herself into a hole right here. And if you're Capel, you just have to fight. You have to be smart, right? You got to swing at anything close, see the ball deep. Don't try to get too big.
That one is cracked out to right field, going back off the wall. Rounding second and headed to third is Medford. Sliding into second is Capel. Keeps the game alive. You've got your tying run on second. Biggest at-bat of the day.
Right here, as you look at it, that's just a 0-2 curveball that didn't curve enough. And really, kudos to Avery Mylock. Gets that ball in fast enough to prevent the runner from scoring. So a little bit of late action here. Sheck's still trying to do a job. Let's see if she can do it.
First pitch is in there for a strike. Good way to start the at-bat to Jermaine. Jermaine today 1 for 3, batting 157 on the season. 167 on the season. Only 3 hits this season. With 2 outs, she's batting 200 this season as the second pitch is just outside for a ball.
Not a bad frame job by the catcher, Sydney Kaiser. Tried to bring that ball in. Great pitch by Lauren Sheck. Really relying on her off-speed stuff here. Keep that hitter off balance. Be smart. Make good decisions.
The 1-1 is just outside down in the corner. 2-1 count now for Jermaine. Big opportunity for here. Maybe the biggest bat of her season.
A single would most likely plate 2 runs.
The 2-1 pitch.
Just outside.
3-1 count now. They're going to come in and talk to Sheck, try to catch the momentum down, bring it down for Tarleton, shift it back to ACU.
You have a base open. Don't need to give up anything too big. You don't need to go straight down the plate.
The 3-1 pitch. Inside, walked her. Bases loaded in the top of the 7th for Tarleton.
Sheck thought that was a strike. You can see it on her face.
You've got the winning run on first. That's not going to matter anymore. You got 2 out. And here is Tristan Trull for Tarleton.
How about a time to hit your first career home run? Or not career, I'm sorry, first home run of the season. She's got 0 on the season. Wouldn't this be a time to get into one?
That would be an outstanding moment for her on this season. The first pitch is in there for a strike. All credit to Sheck. The past 3 batters, she has all started off with strikes, but they've both gotten on. And here comes Coach Farler out to talk to her pitcher.
I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that mound visit, I'm not going to lie. Because you just had, like, I think the mound visit is a good idea. I just mean the timing of the mound visit. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan, because if you think about it, you've got your pitcher just gave up a walk, so you got to go right there. But to let her start a new batter, get ahead, throw a strike, and feel something positive, get ahead in the batter, and then you make her wait and go out there and be cold. I think that's an interesting decision by Coach Farler. I think the mound visit is warranted. Just the timing is interesting. Maybe it throws off your pitcher a little bit.
And maybe Coach Farler meant to take that before the at-bat from Tristan Trull.
I was also wondering right there, she was stalling a little bit, trying to go out and maybe have a little bit of words with the home plate umpire. That's something that coaches often do sometimes. You go out there and you don't really have anything to talk about, but you try and make the home plate umpire come talk and break up the mound meeting so you can have a little bit of words with him and be like, hey, why you tighten up the strike zone? Where'd the strike zone go?
The 0-1 pitch, just outside for a ball.
She's gonna go back to that rosin. Really just got to stay calm here, play your game. And if you're the hitter here, you're looking for first available.
The pitch from Sheck is hit. It is down. 1 run's in. Here comes the tying run. We are tied in the 7th. The play at the plate. She is safe. Tarleton has taken an 11-10 lead on a big hit from Tristan Troll.
Wow, what an amazing hit by Tristan Troll. Even in the count 1-1, we're gonna get a replay of it right here. Great job, just shoots it into the gap. I mean, if Mylot comes up with that ball a second sooner, they might have a play at the plate, but she's just not able. She bobbles it, tries to throw it a little too fast, and now we're gonna get a pitching change here for the Wildcats.
So Coach Farler goes to her pin here in the 7th. 11-10 Tarleton, in how this game has changed on an absolutely massive hit from Tristan Troll.
Your attention please, in the pitch for the Wildcats, number 7, Hannah Benavidez.
Hannah Benavidez comes in for ACU to try to calm the storm, you could say. I don't really know what to say. That was an outstanding past 3 at bats with 2 outs from Tarleton. No quit at all from this Texans softball team.
I mean, and that's what you want to see as a team. You're down to your final out, right? And you're able to come back, take the lead, and now you're in striking distance of winning this game.
Benavidez this season, 8.91 ERA in 11 innings pitched from Deer Park, Texas. 4-7 strikeout to walk ratio this season for the righty. So Mylot comes back in behind the plate for ACU. More shakeups on the offense for Coach Farler.
Getting a little bit of defensive changes. Our home plate umpire, Donnie Rendell, is kind of talking it over with the press box next to us. So a lot of switches right here. I think they're still going to be able to keep the bat. Sydney Kaiser, just FYI, in the bottom of the 7th, whenever we get to it, you have 6, 7, 8. That'd be Lista, Davila, and Gasper, if all stay the same, coming up for the Wildcats.
So Donnie Rundle, fantastic job from him today, keeping up with all these offensive changes between these two teams. Like we've said, it's been a chess match all day. And then you go again, you've got a doubleheader today, so you've got a game after this one. The 1-0 pitch is right over the plate for a strike from Benavidez. Runner on third still. That's Trull, of course, had the triple there. Brought in all 3 runs for Tarleton. The 1-1 pitch is on the ground but foul.
Nice little running stop by Reiling over there at third. I mean, and if you're ACU, you're just trying to hold this to 1 run. Get it back into the dugout. Try and see if you can't get the bats back. I mean, the bats have been hot all game.
The 1-2 pitch is popped up foul. Survival swing there. You see Ernesto, our cameraman, there on the third baseline.
One-two count. You just threw a rise ball. Wouldn't be surprised if something's in the dirt right here in off speed. Exactly what they went with.
Far and outside there. 2-2 count now from Benavidez. Co batting 1 for 4 today. She has 1 RBI and her 1 hit. It was a single in the 3rd inning. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off again. Great job staying alive here from Brittany Coe.
Brittany Coe trying to tack onto the lead right here. Had a couple of big hits in this game already. Trying to have another one.
The 2-2 pitch. Low and in the ground. Full count now for Benavidez. The 3-2 pitch. Low and out of the zone.
Yeah,
Walk another one.
Those are just two non-competitive pitches back to back. You got to get something close to the zone, and they're just not able to do that. Not a terrible thing to have that walk, though. You think it opens up the force play up the middle, so if you have a diving stop by either Gasper or Lista, they can flip to the second baseman or the shortstop.
So there will be a pinch runner for Tarleton. It will be Bella Hernandez, the freshman infielder, coming in to run for the Texans on first.
Into the plate, number 6, Holly Santignan.
Santignan steps in now for Tarleton in a crucial at bat with a chance to pad some runs on there here in the top of the 7th. The pitch is fouled off to the left side.
I almost wonder if Tarleton, if you get into an 0-2 count or a 1-2 count on this batter, I almost wonder if you, on the pitch, send your runner and have her stop and try and draw a throw and see if you can't manufacture another insurance run.
A lot of thought went into that one there, Ryan. This one's popped up on the left side. Ryland gets under it and gets out of the inning. Not before the damage is done. 3 runs for the Texans. 11-10, they lead, going to the bottom of the 7th. Stick with us. Welcome back to Abilene, Texas, here in what could be called a shocking bottom of the 7th. Ryan, Tarleton leads 11-10. An explosive top of the 7th gets them 3 runs on the board. The first pitch is in there, high and a ball from Kennedy Ferguson.
A little bit of late life energy here from the Texans. Maybe we might, ACU looking for a walk-off right here, trying to get back into this game.
A lot of credit has to go to Tarleton's top of the order. They did a fantastic job when they came in 2 outs, loaded the bases, brought in 3.
100%. I mean, they went leadoff walk, got it going. Quick 2 outs, but they were able to stay through. Georgia Capel really did a great job leading it off, getting the spark going.
The pitch to Lista is shot into center field. A good start for ACU. Back into the wall. Lista rounding to second. She gets a double on a bouncer. That one is hard fielding all around for that one. Lista gets to second.
Wow, and that's just that should be a routine ground ball for the center fielder, and she should drop down to a knee and field it in front of her chest. But really what happens is, if you look right here, she doesn't get in front of the ball, she stabs at it. You have to get in front of that ball, drop down to a knee, make sure it doesn't get past you, and that'll go down as a single and an error on the center fielder, and now Wildcats are in striking distance.
So here's Randy Davila. She fakes bunt, comes back, and gets a ball on that one.
And if you're Randy Davila, you have to get this ball down to the first baseman. You have to. Have to. You have to get it down to the right side and force the first baseman to make the long throw to third.
The pitch from Ferguson, bunted.
It's a beautiful bunt.
Third. That was a fantastic bunt. Lista almost went from third. I mean, almost went. She hesitated for a second. I thought she was about to come home, but runner at third, 1 out. Your tying run is at third. So quick work from the Wildcats here.
Really, right now, you just need a fly ball. You need to take, If you are Rose Gonzalez right here, is going to be the pinch hitter. You need a deep fly ball. You need the first available pitch in the strike zone, and you have to try and get it into the outfield.
So it'll be the freshman Gonzalez. The first pitch is right over the plate for a strike. Gonzalez this season batting .232, .283, .321 on the slugging. But with runners on base, she's batting .324.
Coach Abigail Farler had success making a pinch hit move earlier with Paige Harris, who got a single and scored a run.
That one is popped to the right side.
And now, especially on a play like that, if you're the corner outfielders, you have to be smart enough to know if it is a foul ball, you should not catch it. If it is a deep foul ball, you should let that ball drop, because if you catch it, there's a 100% chance that Lista is scoring from third base.
The 0-2 pitch from Ferguson. Just low. What a take there from Gonzalez.
That's a hard take right there. Gonzalez has to put the ball in play here. You can't strike out.
Runner on third, that's Lista. The 1-2 pitch from Ferguson. Just outside.
That was a bold take right there. Gonzalez didn't even, I mean, that pitch froze Gonzalez, and it was just a touch outside.
The 2-2 pitch to Gonzalez. Low for ball 3.
Pitcher right here for Tarleton has to calm down. You gotta stay relaxed. Don't worry about that run. You gotta get the batter right here. Get your pitch. Make the best pitch you can on this 3-2 count.
The payoff pitch is
didn't get it deep enough.
popped up to center, to shortstop. Apologies there. Big out for Tarleton with 2 outs now. 1-run lead, runner on third for ACU. Just a little bit more drama in your day today, Ryan.
Oh, you know. Who wants to watch softball and not be stressed?
Exactly. That at least means something good is happening for one team. Speaking of good things happening, both sides today, outstanding offenses. The first pitch is shot into right field. Big play, can't make it. Running score.
Oh, the center fielder's down. She's hurt.
Rounding third. She's held at third. There is an injury in right field.
Hang on, is that Capel or is that? I think it's gonna be your center fielder. They collided with each other. She laid out for the ball. It looks like it's going to be her shoulder.
Amanda Desario.
Yeah, as you see right there on the replay, they collided. It was her shoulder that hit the ground hard. Looking at her forearm, I think, right there. Maybe not her shoulder. Oh, she's wincing. I don't think she can flex her wrist.
Right there, a hard dive.
Wow.
Maximum effort from both outfielders there. That's Capel and Desario.
I think that's going to go down as a triple. Great, fantastic effort by the Tarleton center fielder as she's applauded as she comes off the field.
And as she should be, a fantastic defensive effort diving for the ball. Of course, neither outfielder could get it, and now you've got a runner on third, but coming in for Tarleton, it will be number 19, Alexis Hong, the junior outfielder, taking over in center.
I mean, it's also, you got to give enough credit to Capel over in right field. They both collided. She was able to get up, get the ball fast enough, because if she takes a second to get up, doesn't get that ball, Riley White scores and has basically a Little League home run and walks this game off.
So they've switched out. Capel will go to center field. And like I said, number 19, Alexis Hong, the junior, will go to right field for Tarleton. And here is Eckelberger back at the top of the order for ACU. Apologies. She's 1 for 2 today. She's had 2 walks and a single. All she needs is one more single, and she can bring home a winning run for ACU. But 2 outs here, and you got to think Kennedy Ferguson's not going to let that happen.
I mean, this is where heroes and legends are made right here. Bottom of the 7th. Let's see some action.
The pitch is low for a ball.
One thing you got to think too, and that's not really going through the mind of a pitcher right now. If you have a pass ball, you have to be sprinting home.
That's exactly what I was going to say. All the stress in the world right now is on Brittany Coe. She has got to make a stop if her ball does get a little out of hand. The 1-0 pitch is right at the top of the zone for a strike.
It's a good job by Eichelberger. As the batter, you have to know none of the pressure is on you right now. You have to take all that pressure. The pitcher has to make a pitch, right? They have to come to you. So you have to be relaxed. All the pressure is on the pitcher right now.
The 1-1 pitch is shot into right field. That'll bring home the run. The Wildcats win on a walk-off hit from Eichelberger.
Wow, what a beautiful piece of hitting. Tarleton did a great job fighting, but the Wildcats walk it off on a single. Oh my. What a beautiful time to be watching some softball here at Pauley-Wells Field. Here's a replay of it. Just a great job staying through it and blast it to the other side.
What a stressful game. We're going to do it all over again here on ESPN Plus in a little bit. So for Coy Oslin and Ryan Fox, saying so long from Abilene, Texas, where the final score is ACU 12, Tarleton 11. All games airing on ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN Plus.